Welcome to fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. Happy Friday, people. Good to see you here. We're here with the wonderful Nick Hunter, one of our senior engineers of many years now. Nick has been on stream for quite a while and continues to show us all these cool new things that you can do with the FileMaker platform. Cool. So real quick reminder, we do this 5 days a week from 1 p.m. PST to 2 p.m. PST. And we do this on 3 platforms, Discord, YouTube, Twitch. So if you're watching this and you're like, man, I really don't want to watch it on YouTube or Twitch or Discord, I have an option I can send you elsewhere. Quick reminder, always good to let people know that. Let's talk about our live stream schedule. We're doing day 3 of the advanced multi-criteria filters, and then Monday will be day 4. Tuesday, Wednesday will be FileMaker News. Drop by for that. Thursday and Friday, we'll be finishing up the Advanced Multi-Criteria Filter series with Nick. If you'd like to support the channel, we'd greatly appreciate over FM Training annual subscription bundles. So I will make Nick slightly smaller on my screen, so you can see here. We got 3 options. This one comes with FileMaker if you want it. I highly recommend it. Every once in a while, I get a message on YouTube or Twitch. It's like, man, you guys really meander during live stream. And yeah, it's kind of... that's just how live streams are. It's kind of like meant to be like a community thing where people interact and talk and ask questions. And we do a little bit of editing after the fact. But they're meant to be hour-long sessions on FileMaker topics. And so since it's live, some meandering is inevitable, especially since we have people interacting and giving us questions. But if you're like, I really want concise FileMaker knowledge, this would be the case. Videos are like 7 to 20 minutes long at max. They're very edited, very to the point. We pretty much cover everything under the sun: FileMaker Server, WebDirect, Go, Pro, any aspect of Pro, so you name it. If you're new to FileMaker, you're a beginner, you should pick this up. If you've bought this already, thank you very much. Seriously, we appreciate it. Helps keep everything running and live. With that being said, Nick, what are we doing today?
So today is the third day of this series about the extreme filtering thing. So as I start like 2 days ago on this, it's not the first time that I'm talking about a filter. We had a lot of what's the name? We had a lot of videos on this, a lot of webinars, but this is a special because we have a lot of criteria mixed together, and we have different type of criteria mixed together. So until now, we talk about one type of criteria, like, I have a data and I have one, right? And so that's easy. But now we are talking about the dates, okay? So so when we talk about dates, between this day, okay, most of you guys use a technique, with a greater than and inferior than, okay? And that technique has some advantage, but has a tremendous inconvenience. Okay, so because it's not suitable well, it's not working well when you have empty criteria. I mean, if you have no dates, that means you want all, okay? Or if you have no starting dates, and you have only an end date, that means you want the end date, but you have no limits on the starting date. And you want the opposite to be true, okay? So that means you have a starting date, but you don't have an end date. So you want to start today, for example, or yesterday, and then no limit on the future. And if you have both criteria empty, you want all the results. If you use the greater than, you have a problem. Okay, so let's start with sharing my screen. Here we have the same, file that yesterday, all those days, and we have this. So what we want to do is something like this. So we have from this date and from and to another date, like this. Okay, so we have from this one to this one. And we apply to all, so we want that, we want this. Okay, so we have only one, okay? If I increase this, if I go to the path, for example, okay, so I can do this, and I have more data, okay? So And if I have no limits, in the future, so I have no limit here, okay? So I'm starting from here, and I will have more data. I don't think if I have more because there's no in the future. But so if I do, for example, if I say I want from February 28th until March 8th, right? So if I do this, okay, I apply, I have view record 8. But if I said I don't want anything in the future, it says more, okay? Like this, okay? So how we do this, okay? So we already talk about that, right? So I'm not using greater than or, or inferior than. I'm not using this. Instead, I'm using one predicate only, okay? So here, where's the filter? Here. So for the dates, I have a range of dates, okay? So I have two ranges here. I have this one, and I have another one, this one. The submit and the board date. We have the board date and the submit date, so we have two filters, okay? So the idea is this, okay? Here, I have my range, so I click here and I said, I want, let's do this for now, okay? From the 28th of February to the 3rd of May, okay? Clicking here. Here I have a range. That's the range. So it starts on the 28th and it go to the 3rd of May, right? So I'm using a custom function for that, okay? The custom function is range, So I start with the start date filter, and I go to the last, to the end date filter, G, end date filter, right? So I don't know if that is not this one, is another one. It should be the click on from and the click on to, I think. AOA, yeah. Click on to. Okay. Okay, so the custom function is going to create for me all the dates, correct? I have all the dates between this day and this day. So it gives me all the possibility. Putting this in a global field as a parent key, okay, FileMaker will automatically select all the records that match one of these days automatically. So we don't need anymore the greater than and the inferior than, because I have all the dates that I need, okay? So we have a limit here, which is something like 25,000 dates or something like this, okay? So the limitation is this: if you go 25 years, something like this, span, you will get a question mark, pretty much. You get a question mark because the function is not going to go over a number of values. Okay, so this is a limit, but I never encountered this problem in a filter to have a 25-year span on the filter. Okay, it could happen. If that's the case, there's another way to do that. But so how we do this? How we do this stuff here? So let's use my example here. Okay. Let's use my example. Oh, this changed. So where is my, because I have my customer working on this layout, so he modified this. Oh, okay. So yeah, it did something like this. So that's good. So let's put what is involved here, in this filter. So we have, this is the range, okay? And then I have here the field where is targeting, in the relationship. Okay, so here we have link the AOA dates, AOA submit on. Okay, this is the date. Okay, this is a date. Create the label here. Put this, and because I have multiple value here, put this. Okay. Here I have the left side of the relationship, that means the parent key, and here I have the field where I'm putting there the AOA date, okay, and 1 always, so you know that, right? So I have whatever the date returns and 1. So the field looks like this, the calculation, okay. Let me see. Yeah, okay. So I'm using always the same technique. So that means the advantage of using the range and date, right, is that you don't use another technique. It's the same technique, okay? So here, if I go, this one is always the same, very simple. I have a list, whatever the date is, and 1. Okay, so always the same technique. All of those links here use the same technique. So in the relationship here, so if I use this one, the demo, let's delete this, okay? I'm going to use the range with the link AOA submit, okay? So I have one thing. So I don't do like, normally what we do is from, and we say the date superior or equal, right? And then we say this inferior or equal, right? So we don't need this. So we have 2 predicates here. And you understand the problem here if I cannot use the 1 technique, because it will say inferior or equal, superior or equal. So it's at some point it will fail. Okay. No, instead of this, I'm using the range and this. Okay, with equal, right? So the range filter, those 2 are the field I'm editing, in my filter, is where I'm putting the date. I'm putting my start date here and my end date here. And this field, right, is doing the calc. Okay. So I'm getting the dates from, I'm getting the dates to, right? I want to know if it's empty the start, or if it's empty the end, or if it's empty all. Okay, I need to know that, right? I need to know if both of them are empty, correct? If this one is empty, this one is empty. So I'm putting in my let statement of say, okay, is the start empty? This is empty. This, yes, no, 1, 0. Is empty this, right? Yes, no. And after that, I'm saying, okay, if both of them empty, so I'm saying here, is empty this and is empty this. That means FileMaker will tell me if one of them, if this one empty, or both of them, right? And then I'm saying, okay, what happened if the start is empty? You know, if I have this, that means if this is empty, I want to start from the current dates minus 700. Why? Because I want to limit this. I don't. This is just because I wanted to limit my search span. Okay, that was a request from the customer, but I want to show you how we do this. Okay, if I empty this, that means if I put nothing in the dates, it will take the current dates minus 700. That means 2 years. Okay, pretty much, right? Otherwise, if it's not empty, put me here on the start, whatever I put in the start date. I'm doing the same for the end date. So I mean, okay, if it's empty end, I want the current date plus 700. So that means if I put nothing in the date, it's the today minus 700. Or if I have the end date empty, is today plus 700. Otherwise, put the end date. Okay. And then I'm saying, okay, remember we use the one technique, the one technique. Okay. If it's empty all, that means if this is empty, that means if both of them are empty, I want one here. Don't try to do anything because both of them are empty. Okay. Both of them are empty. So if both of them are empty, I want this, right? Otherwise, that is only if the both of them are empty. If that's not the case, put whatever here and whatever here, because this calculation is taking care of the eventuality if this one is empty or this one is empty. Okay, so I don't want to take care of this. This here is taking care of this for me. This took care of that for me, right? So this is taken care of upfront. This is taken care of upfront, and my calculation is simple, right? Time frame or range, that's the same. It's the same. It's the same calculation. It's the same function. So if both are empty, I want one in the range. I want that means I don't want to calculate anything. I want all the records, so I want one. Otherwise, put this and put this. So that's how the range is calculated. Okay. So let me modify this for now because here we have something get as that. Okay, so okay. Oh, stupid me. I need to revalidate my relationship. Sorry for that. So you understand this? So do we have any questions so far on this?
Yes, we do. At what point does the range technique become less advantageous? Example, slower than the greater than / less than technique. For example, range is more than some amount.
The greater than and the okay. I'm using greater than and inferior than if I'm sure, right, that I will have a date there. That means if there's no way you can have no dates, that means empty. If there's no way the field can be empty, then I'm using the greater than because I don't need to build this range stuff because it's okay. I will always have dates. For example, I want always. Let's say I always want the record from today and in the future. Today will be always filled. I will always have a field where I'm going to put the current date. Okay. to have the future, right? So if I'm sure that the field, the parent key, the field I'm using in the parent key, if I'm sure the field is there, I'm using the greater than, because there's no need for this range stuff, right? But if in a filter where the date can fluctuate, you can you know what I mean? So you ask from that day to that day, and you can have empty fields. You need the range technique or the time frame, because otherwise it will be a nightmare to manage. Okay, so that's my condition. The condition I'm using, the greater than, is if I'm sure that the field, I have a field. For example, let me show you this. It's a good question, by the way. Okay, this. Okay. To calculate the current date, okay, to calculate the current date, I always have in all my table the relevant table, okay, the relevant table. Not all of them, but all the table where I might have something related to the current date, correct? Okay. I have a field, it's a scheduled current date. So what is this? Every day at midnight and 1 minute, right? I have a schedule script on server, a schedule script that means at midnight and 1 minute, I'm launching the script, and the script says replace in all relevant table, replace that field with the current date. Why? Because the date changes only once a day, correct? It changes only once a day. It doesn't change every minute, right? So in all my relevant tables, I have this field. It's a dead field. It's a mere dead field, okay? And the script says, go to the table, select all records, and replace that field with the current date. That means if I have auto entry calculation, for example, let's say, for example, you want to calculate the age of somebody, okay? So every day, you might have people changing age, right? So you base on current dates, right? And you say if the current date minus the date of birth, so you have the age, okay? Okay, so, but you want that to happen once a day, because the age of somebody will happen once a day. If the DOB is today, only today will change the age. It will have the same age for 1 year, okay, until the next year comes, okay? And that day, that date, I can use it in a relationship as well. So I can say, okay, I want, if I want to say something like this, yeah, it's a good question, because dates it's always something, a little bit fuzzy in FileMaker. So let's say I want to use this. I want to do in this filter, I'm selecting this here. I'm selecting the schedule date. Where's the schedule date? Schedule date is here, right? And I say, I want, okay, all the records that has this in the future. So this inferior than this, okay? So the current date, I want all the thing on the future. This is how I do it, So if I do this, because I have a date, I know, because my scripts replace all the records with the current date, I know that this field is always filled with the current date, right? So, and I know it's always the day of today, so I can use that field. And if I use my relationship here, my go to related record, if I use this is all the record in the future, right? Boom. I have 73 in the future. That from today and more. So I'm using that inferior than equal. I'm using this because I always want from today. So I don't need the range, right? And I don't want limit in the future. Okay, so that means I want the future. I want what's next. You understand? Okay. But if you have a fluctuation in the dates, okay, this technique is not good enough anymore. So I hope I answered the question. So if we can have
Let me know, Stu, or let us know, Stu. And then one quick question follow up to that. All the filters shown here are OR. If not found, use all? Question mark.
Yeah. So David has a good point. Okay, so I was coming here. This technique of the range has tremendous advantages. Okay, so we all understand how it works. I have a list of dates, and then the relationship will say, okay, here are all the records that I found with those dates in the field. Okay, the relationship is going to do that to me. But David has a point. The big advantage this. What about I have my range, but I don't want this day. I don't want this one. I don't want this one. I don't want this one. You can eliminate dates. That's it. The go-to record will ignore those dates because they're not there. It's not like from this day to this day, you're screwed. Correct? You're screwed because you said from that day to that day. Yeah, but I don't want those. I don't want. Okay. You can tweak your relationship. So I have a good example here. It's my while function. Using that technique, I don't want the Tuesday, I don't want the Friday, I don't want, I want only the Mondays and I want only the Wednesday. Boom. You understand? So we have, I might have another one. I don't have the advanced one. While function advanced. I don't know. Yeah. So now you got the points. Okay. I can eliminate because if you say from that day to that day, okay. And I don't want weekends, for example. Okay. I don't have weekends here. Let's see if that is the truth. So we start in January 23. Okay. First second. Okay. First second. We start there. Okay. So 1st January. 2nd. So that's why I start on the 2nd. Because the 1st is the Sunday. I don't want weekends. 2, 3, 4. So I don't have 8. I don't have 7. Here, I don't have. I ignore the weekends. So if you say a relationship from that day to that day, how you ignore the weekends? Oh, you select all and then you have a constraint. Can you imagine the mess? No. What I have, and maybe you can send this while function here.
Yeah, I'll go find it. Yep.
Yeah. I have a while function. that say, okay, I don't want weekends, right? So the while is say, take that date, put that date, that start ends, valid until the date is inferior of the max date, okay? And then I said, if the day of week is 1 and the day of week is 7, that means 1 is Sunday and 7 Saturday, because FileMaker starts Sunday, Monday until Saturday, okay? That's how FileMaker counts their days, okay? If the day is 1 and the day is 7, I don't want it. Ignore it. So I have my relationship done, okay? So my relationship originally won't give me any of the weekends. And I don't have to constraint, to extend, to greater than and inferior than, and I can use that relationship, unique relationship, to do whatever I want. Because I can have another while function and say, okay, yeah, so I want the Fridays. That's it. Right? From that day to that day, yeah, I still have from this day to that day, but I want only the Fridays. So how we do this? The same technique of the weekend, okay? But just this, we do this, okay? That's it. If the day name, because I'm using, I didn't want to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? I want to use Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I want to use names, okay, to be human. So I say if the pattern count day name on date. So why pattern count? Because FileMaker, because I didn't want to say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No, I said I want to use the abbreviation. Okay. So day name, because we have day name in FileMaker, day name. Okay. On this is Thursday. Right? But I don't use Thursday. I'm using few. Okay. So I said this pattern count on this. Yeah, is there. If I put mon, no, it's not. I have 2. Okay. Why? Because the day name. And I couldn't say equal, because if I say equal, he said no. It's not. Okay. Okay. So that being said, I said, okay, if, so I have if, okay, because I have a multiple selection here. I have multiple selection, Monday, Tuesday, okay. So I can say, if pattern count this, all this, all this, all this, all this, okay, put it, okay. Otherwise, don't put it, if it's not selected, okay. So we have a while function here that does that for me. So now you understand why this technique is super cool, because I can do whatever I want. I don't need to extend. I don't need to constrain. I don't need a greater than and a more than and no, it's a big mess. Okay, I have my dates, and of course, if everything empty, I put 1 here, and then my go to record, we say, okay, you want all the records, because you said 1. Yeah, but I might have another. Oh, yeah, sorry for that. My relationship is tied to the future. So if I put, so I'll show you. This is the beauty of this, If I put my global range equal, okay. If I use this, and I said, I'm using the 1 technique. So I can put whatever I want, okay? Okay. If I say 1 here, and I use this relationship, I have all the records. Boom, 21,000. Now, okay, I want today. I want only today. I want 1 day. Okay, boom. Today, you have this. This today. Okay, I want today. I want tomorrow. You know, I want after tomorrow. No, I don't want this. I want Monday because I don't want the, let's say, I want Monday. I want Tuesday and I want Wednesday. Right? Okay, boom. It still say 1 because maybe I don't have enough span. Let's put a little bit more, I don't know if, we have, I don't know if I have record there, but you got the point here. So I can, so let's build something here like this, and like, let's rebuild this, So now I have a span much larger, right? So I found some records, right? But if I ignore those, for example, I don't want those. So I have 1,400 records. Let's see if I have less now. Yeah, I have less because I remove dates. Let's say I don't want April. Remove April of 2023. Okay, boom. I want only this. Boom, 206, right? So you have a perfect freedom, right? On the selection of dates. You can use while, you can use whatever, whatever to build your own list, whatever fits you to build that list. Use whatever I want, whatever you want. And if you put 1, that means empty, bam, you have all the records. Ignore, the relationship is ignored. Okay. So now that we know about this technique, I can show you another one, an extended version of this. And now you will see the advantage of using something like this, okay? I'm going to use the other one, the other filter. So of course, we can combine multiple filter with this because I'm using the same technique. I'm using the go-to records. And I'm using the same technique with a 1. So I don't need to take care of, I'm not using multiple technique together. I'm using the same technique with a 1, right? Combined with the range or the time frame, whatever, right? So you have a complete freedom on the date. The dates is no longer a problem. So now I can do cool stuff like this, So let's use this. The J should be the J. Don't remember which is the name of the field. It's okay. I can go there and look for it. The name of the field is the J start. Okay. Okay. Oops. I want the J start. But I have a start date, but I want the dates. The J range is the J range. Okay, this one. I want this. Okay. This is not the same name. And I want this. The link dates. I don't remember which I need to go to the relationship. Sorry for that. I don't remember the name of the field. I have so many. Yes. Okay. So Stu, you got it. So yeah, let me jump on. Let me finish this and jump on the on the question. So range is going with, the board. Yeah, no, it's not this one. Yeah, it's going with the board date. Okay, the board date. The link board date. The link board date. Okay. Okay. So why I'm using this one? Because I have other things. So yes, Stu said it's or within predicates. Okay, it's not really okay. Stu said it's or within predicate and still and across predicate. Okay. Yes. When you are in the field and you add dates like this, it's this and this and this, and this. Okay. And when you do this, so we say this and this and this and this. So FileMaker will select the records with this date and this date and this date and this. But if you go there, okay, so it's, let's say or. It's this or this or this or this, it will select all of this. And then if you say, yes, but I want only the grid, is said this or this or this or this and this, right? So it will show within these buckets, it will show only the one that has a grid within that bucket. You understand? Okay. So now, what the advantage of this? So let me remove this. So what the advantage of this technique? I can do something like this. Oh, I want today. Give me today. Okay, today. That today. Okay. So today, I have 1 day here. And here, out of my 143, they're all 825. All of them. They're 825, all of them. Okay. But I can say also, yeah, I want tomorrow. Okay. So what's tomorrow? I have none. Oh, the next 5 days. Okay. So the next 5 days, this is a record you have the next 5 days. So how I'm doing this? Okay. I'm saying, okay, I want from today and add 5 days, right? And here I can say, yeah, the next 10 days. So you got it, right? I have 10 days. Or custom, I want from this to, I don't know, to this, apply. You can say custom, okay? So here I have my custom range, or you can predefine, you have presets. So that's super easy when you say, the next 5 days, you do this. So you take, next week I will explain all those buttons. I will explain the UI here, right? So, but that is okay. I'm doing this, and and I'm doing this. So I'm doing the start date and end date. So I'm doing, I'm setting the field that I want, right? And I'm defining the date like this. So the button, I have one script, but that I want to show them next week. But I can start now. We have some time. Because the problem when you have a filter, because you have another problem with a filter like this. Do you really want a script for each button? No, really. Do you want that? Do you want a script for each button? Heck no. I don't want a script for each button. I want one script or 2 scripts or 3 scripts. Here I have 3 different scripts because I have 3 different type of filters, right? So here I'm using the same script all over, First of all, I'm saying, okay, this one is for today. I want to modify this field and this field, and the start date is current date and the end date is current date. So, it's one day. So that's for today. Tomorrow, I'm informing the script that for tomorrow. Okay. So I want to modify those fields, this field, and I want the start date is get current date plus one. That means today plus one. And the end date is today plus one as well. For the next 5 days, okay, this has the same script, very easy. And I indicate, I'm showing you next week why I'm doing this. So the same start date, end date, and the start date is current date, and the end date is current date plus 5. The same for, the 10 days, is the same plus 10, right? So you can do your own, right? And the current range, the custom range, sorry, right? By default, I'm putting this and this by default. So if I go to my filter, I want to help the people, to get something, to initiate something. So I get there. If the thing is like this, so let's reset everything. Okay. I put this and my script do this. Okay. Click. So I, take all my information, set field, with the information of my script parameter. Today, plus one. But I can say, no, I don't want ends. I don't want limits on the future. No limits in the future. Okay. Okay. So boom. So here you see I have a lot of dates. Okay. No limits in the future. I mean, yeah, I have the 700 days. Okay. But on my UI, I said no limit. And I can say, the same on the past. I don't want limit on the past. I want everything from the past. Boom. Everything from the past. Right? And if you put none, it's like doing this. It's the same. If you do this, I don't care. They're all empty. That means I want everything. You get one. Okay. So the advantage of this is that you don't need to take care of the failures. You understand? Failures, you don't have. All what you need to do is to have a strong, well done auto entry calculation in the filters. Okay. The link, this one is easy because it's always the same, whatever the dates and one. Okay, that's easy. And the filter is all for the dates always the same too. I have the date start, right? I have the date start, so it's that easy. Okay. And then we have the range based on the same calculation like before. Is empty start, is empty, if it's empty start, empty, if empty all, right? Start end, the same. Okay. I'm taking care of is that empty, that empty. So the let statement helps you a lot to prevent having something at the end that looks like something crazy. I explain again. Take the start date. I can copy this. We have time, so I can. The let statement makes everything simpler. And you understand that I don't have super crazy, completely insane scripts. Right? You understand? I have nothing. I have this. Go to red record. Bam. This is all the freaking filters. Okay. So if I go there, watch. Okay. So let's put some date here. This and this. Okay. Boom. Okay. How this works. First, this is a start date. Okay, so far so good. This is the end date. So far so good. Is empty? Is it empty? No, it's not empty. Is this one empty? No, it's not. If this empty? No. What the start date? Okay, the start date is this. And what the end date? The end date is this. Okay, so far, so good. So at the end, I have this. Let's say, I put this. So is the start date empty? Yes, it is. It is empty, right? Haha. Okay. So now, is this empty? Yes. Is this empty? Both of them, yes. Both of them are empty. This one and this one are empty. Then I want one because this is empty. Okay? If one of those are not empty, boom. It start 700 days before. I can put, 1,000 if I want. I can put 10,000 if I want, right? So what the limits? If I put 100,000, yeah, that's the limit. See, I have a limit. So 10,000 day. I think the limit is 25,000. Or maybe they increase that to 50. No, it's 25,000. 27,000. 30. There's a limit. I don't know the limit. 40,000. We can go. Maybe it's 49.99, something like this. If I go, I have no idea. But you understand the limit, right? So we have the limits. 4,900, 900. Okay, so I can go until 1,887. So you understand, before you reach the limits, it's like a century, more than a century. I don't see where, okay, unless you are in the music business or you are, working on a museum, right? You understand? But technically, for our business stuff, this limits is never reachable. You understand that? Okay, it's never reachable. Okay, so I can do whatever I want here, right? So and you saw that even if I said 40,000, it's not slow. It's not, and that is there, is there. I can, FileMaker doesn't care if I have 47,000, you understand? So this is not a problem. I put 700 because the customer said more than 2 years, I don't care. I don't want it. It's pollution. It's pollution. I don't want to see those things. I'm not interested. Okay, if they're more than 2 years ago. So I said, okay, let's limit to 2 years. I could have put like 800 like this, if I want. But here you understand that instead, when both are empty, if both are empty, I don't want the thing to happen. Put one. Don't calculate if it's empty. Don't try, because if you use the greater than, inferior than, you need to have a start and an end date. You need to have it. Here, I don't need, right? And I can do something cool like this, like, right? Calculate from the past to the present. You understand? So I saw that we have questions. So maybe if you want to read them, Marge.
Yes. Relationships are and. It's the one technique that turns it into an or is this still an and filter?
No, it's an and. The one technique is not doing anything else than selecting. Okay. If I put one here, okay, and in this field, I have the dates of the board, and on all the records, I have one also. On all of the records, each record has a different date, okay? But on all of them, I have one, all of them. If I put one here, this will take all one. It will take all, because all of them has one. So it will select all of them. It will read all of them. It will recognize all of them. On all of them, I have one, so it's okay. Okay? You understand? So this doesn't do anything. This just say, okay, since on the other side I have one on all the records, if I put one here, select all the records. Do the same for this, the same for this, the same for this, the same for this. So, in that case, this relationship will always select all, so it won't be, so it's not either or. This is not doing either or. It's not. If I put this here, and I'm using my relationship, in that case, I have only those records. No, the one is not changing the nature of the relationship. It's still an and, but selecting all the record is all the record and all the record and all the records. So it's, it's because it's equal the click on range. Oh, it's click on range. I need to change that to the the J range and the bold dates. Okay. No, the one is not changing on either or, on and or. No, the one is there for each predicate. If I have one on the global field, and on all the records on the field, I have the data and the one. If I put one, the relationship will select all of them, right? That's the trick, So if I have this, right? If I have this, and I do this, okay, I have 70 records, And if I have this, 8/4/2023, right? I have two dates. Boom. I have 129. But if I put one, that means here is reads this. Ignore this. He said, because this is, okay, is this equal to one? No. Is this equal to one? No. So this will never match nowhere, okay? But if I put there this, is this match this? No. But is this match this? Yes. I have this on all the freaking records in my database. Or in that field, I have the one on each record. So if I put one here and I have one in that field on each record, that means that predicate will always select all of the records. And the beauty of the relationship is that if the relationship is smart enough to know, right, which one match and doesn't match, and the relationship will do all the constraint and extend and all this will do, I can put many days here, right? The relationship will say, okay, select all the record, but Okay, you can select all of the record here, but I already want, because these predicates force me to select only those 2 dates. So whatever this returns, this will, if I put 1 everywhere on all my filters, I have 1, and I'm using go to a record, I have all the records, 21,105 of a total of 21,105. The relationship gave me all the records. Why? Because they're all 1 everywhere. So he select all the records. Okay. Don't know how to paraphrase or if it's empty. I see it's or within okay. David, I don't know how paraphrase or if it's empty. No, it's not empty. Never exists. A relationship with empty, if this is empty, it doesn't work. You know, if in my filter, let's try. FileMaker will never work, never, if I have, let's use, I don't know, the arbitration handler or the agreed value. Okay, the first. I'm going to remove this for that filter. The forcing of putting 1 if it's empty. So now I can make that empty. Okay? That field. That is part of a relationship with multi-predicates. Okay? So look what happened. If I have a predicate with a parent key empty, so it was a agreed value, right? The agreed value, where's the agreed value? Agreed, okay. No, which was, oh, no. Sorry. I changed the wrong one. It's not this one. J agreed value. So I'm going to deactivate this on the agreed value. Okay? So that means now I can put the parent key empty without nothing. So the one technique I came with that, because otherwise relationship with empty data, with empty thing doesn't work. So if I go to agreed value, if I put that like this, okay, and I'm using my filter, the filter works, okay? So I can just clear, apply. Yeah, because now it's empty. See, if I put that, if I put 1 here, my filter works, okay? But if I remove this empty, okay, empty, and I go there, it doesn't work. It fails. It fails because the relationship no longer works. You know, the relationship is broken. The relationship totally broken. No, cannot work. You know, this relationship here. See, it says it's no longer, because this is empty. This cannot be. If I put 1, I have no message. And if I put agreed, you know, agreed, apply, boom, it works. But if I blanket, the entire relationship is broken. Whatever I put there, it will never work, right? Because a predicate with an empty parent key is broken, doesn't work, okay? I need something, right? So I came with that one technique where, you know, works very well. You know, it's very simple. Gee, I need to reinstate this, otherwise the filter will be broken for my customer. See, this is very simple. If self is empty, so that means if this field is empty, put 1 by default. Okay, so that means there's no way you can blank it. If you blank it, it puts 1 automatically. Suppose you have a field called priority that can, okay, so lean, okay. Suppose you have a field called priority that can have values of 1, 2, and 3. How will you use it? You use whatever you want. I put 1 because it's easier. Put Lynn, put Austin, put whatever you want. Put 0, Put 10, 10, put whatever. Or like David says, for the second value, use another number or a letter. Put A, put B, it works with whatever. You can use whatever if this has, at the end, has the same. Okay? The default, the empty value, okay? Put empty. It's the same. It will work. Put empty. I put 1 because it's, put null, I like null. Put null, If you put null here, okay, I can make the demo. I can make a demo for you. If I put null here, and I build some record with null, okay, like this one, and I put null here, and I put null in a third, okay, null. So what do you think it will happen if I use that relationship now? I put null here, it will select the free record with the null. So you can put whatever you want. If all the record in your database has null on top of the current date, and you use null as empty kind of a recognition, okay, it works. I use 1 because I like 1, but you can put whatever you want. There's no, it will, you put whatever you want. Just this and this must match. That's it. So, put the name of your favorite pet, put the name of your wife, put the name of your husband, put whatever you want. The brand of your favorite cars. Put whatever you want. I put 1 because it's easy. You understand? And it takes fewer index. Understand? And next week, you will understand why I have 0 here. Right? Why I have 0 and not 1. You understand? And why sometimes I have 1 here and 0, 1 and 0 here. This is because this technique of the 1 and the 0, right? I'm going to extend that next week. The smartest of you guys, and not the smartest, the most advanced people understand how this works. So next week, we're going to use this. So you understand? Okay, see if you understand that. Okay, Stu. So you understand now the freaking power of using the relationship, because you can do whatever you freaking want, right? You understand that? You can do whatever you want. There's no limits. So, okay, so next week, people are, thanks. Okay. So next week, it's Monday, right?
Yep, Monday. We'll be back Monday. So
Monday, and after that, I have 3 days, and then I'm starting on right?
Yeah, and then Monday, and then you come back for Thursday and Friday, and then after that you do the Chat GPT shenanigan, right? So.
Okay. Cool. So, see you next week.
Yep. Thank you, Nick. Much appreciated.
Bye-bye.
Have a good Friday, everybody.
report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir!